What's going on, everyone? So I kind of want to talk to you guys about that Microsoft $277.50 call that I was putting out there. So the reason why I was looking at that, it was around 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I was watching the price action of Microsoft. We kind of had this opening range here at around 277.60. Then we had this big sell off here down to 274, but it looks like we were holding, right? So we didn't never make a new low here. The low of day was 274.52. We started to make this initial push higher, and then around 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we started to get these 277.50 calls rolling through. Now it was $100,000 options bet, $100,000 options bet, $100,000 options bet. I started looking at the overall chart here, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if this is the current high of day here, which was this opening 5-minute candle range here, that price is 277.60. Those 277.50s were literally right at that breakout potential, which was going to be that high of day. The 7:30 candle was here. We did make this initial push higher to 277.60, however, never broke out. Now, those calls sat there on that options chain, and I started alerting everyone in the Discord. Now, here's the thought process as to why I got in those particular calls here. If we were going to go ahead and hold these lows of 274.52 and we did not make a new low, I was going to stay in the trade. Now, mind you, this trade took a long time to develop on an intraday perspective, right? Now, if you're going to swing this overnight, perfectly fine. But on an intraday perspective, it took a very long time to kind of set up, because when those particular calls started coming through on the live option scanner, it was in this time zone here. You can see we never did get that breakout. And in fact, we got rejected and sold off. But one thing that I did like on this chart is that we did hold the day's lows. So we'd never made a new low here. If we would have broken through the day's lows, I would have exited that particular trade. I did take this trade with one of the members in Discord. We were sitting on the phone call trading live together. It got a little bit frustrating, but you have to kind of think about it from a bigger overall perspective, right? Not every trade is going to break out and just run 5, 6, 7, 10 points for you right away. Some trades are going to need time to develop. They're going to need time to work. Now, this did put me in significant drawdown. I was down at one point in time, $750, but I did take 10 options contracts. Now, when I was down at my peak, around $700 to $750 was right here on this specific candle. So what I told myself was this: if this in fact did lose the low of day of 274.50, maybe I would have lost $900. Maybe I would have lost $1,000. That was risk that I was okay losing prior to even entering into the trade. Now, if that's something that you're not worth stomaching, then you don't have to size in with 10 contracts. If you would have taken one contract, you would have been down $70 to $90. $70 to $90 on one options contract is not that much. If it was two, maybe you would have lost $150. If it was three contracts, maybe you would have been down $200, $225. The point being is that when you size into these particular plays, and you have a technical stop loss, you have to understand how much are you willing to risk before you finally say, this is too much, no more. I can't take this anymore. I need to get out of this trade because the trade is going against me. So the reason why I'm sitting in this trade still was that we held the day's lows. And once we held those day's lows, we did go into about an hour to an hour and a half worth of consolidation. And then I started to notice us reclaim this 20-day moving average here on a 5-minute time frame and started to work our way up. And it was really in that last 45 minutes, if you guys were watching, the market absolutely exploded. And as we started to approach that 277.60, my contract started to go in the money here, and we really got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles that just absolutely screamed higher to a price of 279. So this trade, yes, did take all day to develop. Was I in drawdown? Yes. I think a lot of newer traders need to understand that, yes, there's going to be periods of time where you do go into drawdown, but as long as you understand the overall trade and what you're looking at, and you do have a technical stop loss, and you understand you're going to give the trade enough time to work and develop, and if it does happen to fail, which in my particular case, if it did lose the low of day of 274.50, I would have had to escape and exit that trade for a loss. I understood that. I did have to sit there through drawdown for about 2 hours time, 2.5 hours time before it started to climb back. But when it did climb back, those contracts went up 50, 60%. And I think I closed out of the 10 contracts, I only closed out 4, and on those 4, I was able to make $350. I'm still carrying over another $400 to $450 into tomorrow. So all I'm looking for going into tomorrow is just to play a nice green open or a gap up, and I'll sell those into that strength. If we do open flat or we open red, I will give it a little bit of room to kind of see if it does recover. I will have to set my stop loss probably based on the 1 hour time frame, and that 1 hour time frame stop loss for me would probably be somewhere around the breakout spot, somewhere between the 277 and 278. That will probably be my break even spot here. I will give this 20-day moving average enough time to kind of rise up and create some firm support. Right now that price is around 277, so for me my technical stop tomorrow is going to be 277 on those remaining contracts, but all I'm looking to do is take this higher. Now you can see that this daily chart here, or this 1 hour chart, does look good. If we do consolidate sideways into the pre-market, maybe even take a little bit of a dive here and then start to recover that area, I will look for that 279 breakout to potentially even add more size to my overall position for a quick scalp. I hope this video helps you guys. If you guys are interested in learning how to day trade options, make sure to come over to the Discord. Make sure to become a Gold Lifetime member. Reach out to me, send me a DM on Discord, and I'll get back to you guys. For everyone else, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.